And welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some Turtle Talk. NECA has some great releases lately and some more on the horizon. And right now we just got the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Leonardo. We saw these shown off at, I believe, STCC for the first time. And the new monsters from the TMNT Monsters crossover for Universal characters is Creature from the Black Lagoon, Leonardo, and then Wolfman, Raphael. Still no word on that I don't want to jump the gun, on the Dracula, which we're all hoping is Shredder. It's got to be Shredder. But for those of you who don't know, there was a classic Playmates Universal Monsters crossover line. And there actually was a Leonardo Creature from the Black Lagoon. So this is a one-to-one. Which I find kind of interesting because NECA has said they're trying to avoid doing that duplication of the old turtles. Some of those reps have told us that. And thus far they have. They mixed it up. A lot of the Universal monsters have been different characters. I think there was a, maybe it was Leo. Yeah, it was Leo as the Wolfman. Now we're getting Raph as the Wolfman. It was Michelangelo as the Invisible Man. And we have Donatello as the Invisible Man. So they mixed some of them up. But they were still always the core characters of the Turtles, and Bride of Frankenstein, April was still Bride of Frankenstein, April in the NECA line. But they always focused on the Turtles. We haven't seen any villains. I was really hoping we might see Toka as the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then Razar as the Wolfman, just to get more breadth into the line. Because the medium they've been focusing on to bring the Turtles over here has been the movie Turtles. So it's been based on that design and not the cartoon or the Eastman and Laird or the Mirage Comics characters. They've been focusing on purely the movie characters and bringing them into this new Universal medium. So that's what we got. This one is a kind of a homage to that original figure. This isn't a mix-up. Leonardo was the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and now we get another Creature from the Black Lagoon, Leonardo. So as always, we like checking out the boxes, and the boxes for these are just phenomenal. I mean, you get that great picture on the front, that artwork of the character, but it's really the back of the box that does it for me. And if you've ever seen these serialized posters from the 30s and the 40s, this really captures that look with these little fun call-outs on the back with all these words here and sensationalizing the movie. And that's exactly what they did on the back of this box, and I love it. You also get a little tease on the side here of Raph as the Wolfman here, with the previously released Casey Jones as Phantom of the Opera, which I believe was the last one in the line, or was Donatello. I can't remember which one came out first, but Donatello is the Invisible Man, and then Mikey as the Mummy. So there's also the second part to the packaging, which is the window box. So on the window box, you can see a nice picture, a nice image of the character here. And then we have our awesome figure here. And again, we get a nice look at him at SDCC and Toy Fair, but now we're going to get a close look at all his accessories and all the little surprises and any little Easter eggs we can discover. So we're going to open them up and check them out right now. Bringing you in nice and close to check out this product, we have the box here. Just has one piece of tape on top, and I'm just going to use a little pen knife here to pop it open. I don't like tearing those tabs. So again, they all open the same way. You can check out our other videos to see the other monsters we've done. And then you got them in the tray here. So we're going to do a quick close-up of the tray so you can see what's in here. And it looks like we have an assortment of hands. So we have some open hands here, and we have some gripping hands that look more like weapon hands. We have a turtle up here, so it comes with a secondary character, and I'm guessing it's the unmutated version of him. And Leonardo has his katana. So instead of the katana in this monsterized version, we have what look like harpoons. So we have one harpoon here and then one with a fish on it. Looks like a piranha fish. I believe it took place in the Amazon in the original film, so that's kind of a throwback to that. And then you have a bone claw here. So if you remember, the movie started out with that fossilized hand, or that claw hand at the beginning that made him go explore the territory for the missing link. And I think that's what this is supposed to be right here. And then on the inside, it looks like we got, it looks like some fishing hooks. And I'll see if I can take this to give you guys a better look. And really clinging on for life there. We got some fishing hooks, and it looks like a line and some bobbers on there. And I think this is supposed to be some kind of necklace or something like that. I'll check it out in the... I don't see any photos on it in the back there, so we'll check it out in a moment. But it looks like a neat little extra accessory here of fishing line, so the hooks, and then the little bobbers, the floaters, or whatever they're called there. And then just like a kind of a necklace that's made out of some cord. So it's an interesting little assortment of accessories we got here. So I'm just going to cut him out here. He's got a couple of plastic ties keeping him in place, and I think that was it. Let's see if it fooled me this time. I think that was it. Yeah, wow. For once I got it in one shot. All right, so here's our guy. Phenomenal. A lot of depth to this character. He's a little bit weighty, and there's a lot going on design-wise. I'll let you get a nice little look at him really quick. He's got that fish face in the front. He's wearing a net as sort of like a shirt there. As we turn him around, you can see all those lines of the scales that he has on his body. And he blends in with that shell there. And you can see like trilobites there fossilized on his shell. So that's a fun little call out there for a prehistoric missing link. And then you have all the little fins all over his legs here. And even his pads here kind of have this like aquatic theme to them. So they didn't waste any space on the full design of Leonardo. He still's got his headband on there, so you can clearly tell it's Leonardo. I just love that face sculpt. Like, it's just so great. I mean, look at that. Has the fish face and everything to it. I mean, just looks amazing. You can see some more little bobbers in here as well. And I wonder if you could hook those other ones on here to just give it a little bit more depth to the design. You have a hook here. He's got a hook on the front. But then he's got these hands here with the claws and just the 3 fingers, and you can see these little, I don't know what those called, those suction cup thingies, but they're on there as well. And these little, the nails on his toes. I mean, great design here. Even the shell is a little bit elongated, making it look more skin than hard. So it kind of blends in more with the creature. So really great design on this one. He's looking pretty sharp, and I love that, just this creature look. I mean, it's, yeah. I mean, if you're a fan of Universal Monsters and you like turtles, like, this line is just amazing, because it's a great homage to those characters with this fun little turtle spin on him. And this one, really fits with the aquatic theme of the turtles, so I really enjoy that. So, like I said, he has an assortment at hand, so we're going to check some of those out. But let's take a look at the articulation while I'm fussing with the foot here really quick. So you got that ankle articulation. It's going to go side to side, back and forth. And then you have that knee articulation, and then that knee is hidden in this pad here, so you don't see that. You have that hip articulation. You're going to have that shoulder articulation. And he's going to have that double elbow, again, hidden in that pad. That wrist is going to move, and it's going to have that standard NECA wrist that you could pop out with a little bit of force. And he's going to have that head side to side. Good movement on that head. I don't see anything on the body because of that shell, so you can't turn them left and right. You can't go up and down very well. So that shell kind of restricts it. I always had this problem out of the package. These things don't want to balance. There we go. Got him. Okay, so like I said, he has another sort of turtle friend in here that looks like a unevolved version of a turtle. I want to say it's more of a snapping turtle, looking at that. I guess it's called a beak or whatever they have there. So a little bit different, but that is, I guess, his standard version. He's supposed to be the missing link anyway, so looks like he is the link between turtle and snapping turtle there. So you have this harpoon, and this is one of his katanas here. It looks like it's got a wooden texture to it, and then it's got this rope around the bottom. So this is, again, very nautical themed. And same with this one. This one seems to have a wooden texture on it as well, but it's skewered a little piranha here, and that doesn't come off. So that is on there. And then you get that rope, the cord dripping down there along the side. And then I talked about that hand that was at the beginning of the film, and that's what it looks like you got here, is you have this prehistoric claw option here. It looks like you could almost get his, I don't know if it's intended to, but I think you could get this around the wrist here, and I'll give that a shot in a minute. There's actually a picture of it on the back of the box, so I guess you can get that through there and make it use it as like a little claw or something. But I kind of like to think that this is also representing that hand at the beginning of the film. So the other hands you got are a little bit narrower of a open hand, sort of grasping hand there. But what I'm really interested in switching them out for are the weapon holding hands, because we want to see how he holds his harpoon katanas, essentially. So I'm going to pop those out. So with the NECA hands, as always, I've had bad luck with breaking these in the past. So what I like to do is I like to twist a little as I put a little pressure on it and pull. And you get that little snap, but this part won't break off if you're good with that twist. Otherwise, you got to worry about losing that hand. So we got it on this side. We're going to give it a go on this one here. Same with that little twist, and very, very slowly. I don't want to break that off. So if you wanted to get this on, it's going to be more than just putting the hand in. You're going to really need to get this up over the wrist, I think. I could try throwing the hand in there, but I don't think it's going to sit in there very well. Maybe. Let's see. I don't think it does, because it kind of prevents the hand from going in enough to make that connection. So you're going to have to get it up and over this wrist here. And what I recommend doing for this is getting it warm, getting a hair dryer, and just letting it help the plastic stretch out. Otherwise, you run the risk of snapping this somewhere along here. But ideally, it should sit on the wrist here and allow you to utilize this as an additional weapon. I like it as more of an accessory than a weapon, but I think that NECA intended it to be used as more of a weapon in this sense. So we have our little fish hooks here, and I'm just going to put one in his left hand. And these, there's a little bit of movement in these claws, so you get these very thick-handled fish hook katanas or harpoon katanas in there. So yeah, so that sunk in there. So fun. They kept it true to the weapon for the character, and they've been pretty consistent on that NECA with all the characters. And I believe Raphael, as we saw for the Wolfman, he's got some like bone sai, or they have that handle of the wolf's head on there from the guy's cane in the movie. So they kind of kept that consistent. So there's little features that are unique to the character, the monster character, and then also to the character of the turtle character. So they like to incorporate both of those. So you can see the little fish katana on there, and I think these are fun little accessories, and he's going to have great posability with them, and he's going to fit along with his other brethren. Of course, the other version of Leonardo was the hunchback version, a lot beefier of a character. I like this version better. I'm glad they got to this. The Hunchback to me is not really a classic universal monster character. Creature from the Black Lagoon, of course, is far more recognizable as one of those classic monster characters, and the Wolfman, of course, and I finally got to him. And then we need that Dracula. But this is kind of a weird little accessory. I don't want to open this bag because these parts are rolling around in there. But I think it's just for you to put a little bit more flair on the character, give him a little necklace of some sort like that. I guess the real challenge here is just getting this bone, I don't know, claw or whatever onto the wrist. And I'm just going to try to see if I can open it a little bit more. And yeah, I don't want to chance breaking it. I think you're going to need to heat that up just a little bit to get a little bit more maneuverability out of there, but then it will just lay on top of the wrist once you get that, and then that will just be a additional little striking mechanism that he'll have on his arm. Oh, I almost got it. Let me see if I could force it on there. Yep, almost there. Don't want it to snap. There we go. All right, so there, now I got it on there. Not a huge fan of how it looks, but I think you could kind of rotate it into position down here somewhere, and then you get that extra claw like they have on the box. But like I said, I like just having it as a display piece. They're kind of representing the beginning of the movie where they had that claw on a display. So that is essentially your look at this great Leonardo, and I hope you could see it here. Sort of embodying all those aspects of the character from the film, the creature from the Black Lagoon, having those fun little hidden Easter eggs on there. We didn't see these on the show floor, but these prehistoric fossils that are on his shell, and then having these little buoys and hooks, and then all this scale work and this great face. And yeah, I mean, a lot of fun went into this guy. I'm sure they had a good time making him as well. And then you get this bonus little turtle. I don't think we saw this when it was on the show floor either, so it's just a fun little turtle character. So a lot going on with this guy. Not bad. He's starting to hit shelves right now. You can find him. Most retailers should have him releasing this month or early next month. But yeah, another great addition to the line. We only know of one more, but I think we're all anticipating of getting that Shredder Dracula at some point. But they're running out of monsters to make. I think they only have Dracula and that Metaluna mutant left. So we'll see what happens with those two guys. But the Metaluna mutant was, I think it was Mikey or Raph in the original line. So they did make one of him. And of course, Don was Dracula. So yeah, so that is your look at the Leonardo as the creature from the Black Lagoon. All right, well, that wraps us for Leonardo as the creature from the Black Lagoon from NECA. Like I said, it's available right now. We just walked in and found it on the shelf at Target for, was it $36.99 or something like that, in their little collector aisle that is either sometimes oddly mixed in with the book section or at the back end of the music section. Depends on what your Target and how it's laid out. But he's on shelves there, so he's shipping now. Places like Big Bad or Entertainment Earth should be getting him this month or early next month. But yeah, you could get him now. I think he's even on Target.com on the website to deliver right now. So you can grab him. He's out there. He'll help complete your set. And he's just, so far, I think he's one of the better looking ones. I did enjoy the, I thought the Donatello was pretty cool with the translucent parts. And I thought the Mummy Michelangelo was really great, and Frankenstein Raphael. But this one, I've loved Creature from the Black Lagoon. He's one of my favorite characters in the Universal Monster lore. So just love to see him brought into the line. So this is great. I think it's kind of cool that they did basically copied him from the Playmates line where he was the creature and they didn't change him up. But this is Leonardo's second run in the line. Of course, he was the Hunchback. And now we're going to have the next one, unless they give us a surprise, should be Raphael's the Wolfman. And we saw him at Comic-Con and at Toy Fair. And Raphael, of course, he was already Frankenstein in the earlier stages of the line. In the original line, when I say original, I mean Playmates, it was Leonardo as the Wolfman, I believe. When we get to our Wolfman review of Raphael, I will go back and show you packaging for that one, for the original one as well. So stay tuned for those. What's up next? Indiana Jones. We're going to do Indiana Jones this week. So I wanted to give more variety in there, not too much of one particular medium or one particular intellectual property. So we did Turtles, so now we're going to go do Indiana Jones. And I've been wanting to get to these for a while. So, stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun. We got a bunch of indie things. We still have more Turtles things. Finally got that Footbot. It just came. So I'll show you guys that next week. I don't want to do more than one Turtles in a week. So we got Footbot. So we'll be checking Footbot out and round out our second wave of Last Ronin figures as we wait until the spring for the next wave. And then we have some surprises in there, and we also have some more Ghostbusters. I promise I'm going to deliver on more Ghostbusters. You see them over my shoulder here. I'm getting ready for a anniversary year, so we'll be having a lot more Ghostbuster stuff. So we're going to have something different. We're going to be looking at a new release. So come back for that. As always, like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you guys next time.